Welcome to the next edition of the Virtual Happy Hour Experience with the Drunken Grape. I am your host, Rob, and today we have an awesome duo here from Cheftorial. It is a company that I work with from time to time. They have brought the virtual dinner party to life during the pandemic. And I just want to say a big hello, first of all, to Chef Jillian, founders Rivers. How are you guys doing today?
Rob, Joe, I'm gonna bust in with this because I've been so excited about having this for a while. I begged Rob to have us on his show, begged and begged and begged. So I'm just ecstatic to get through that little tiny hole of invite. So I'm ecstatic. Over to you, Joe.
I'm just as stoked, Rob. Thanks for having us on.
Well, it's great to have you both. It's how did you, Rivers, you're a serial entrepreneur. You've been in business a long time. What led you to think about this? I know you've had your hat in all sorts of different industries. What got you motivated to come into the world of culinary and cooking?
Yeah, well, the crazy thing, Rob, and you know this, and Chef Jillian does, is I'm the furthest thing from a chef or cook you'll ever find, but I love unique ideas. I love unique brands. And over 20 years ago, in a Canadian entrepreneur magazine, there was somebody that talked about chefs and how we could use them in a unique way. It was around when the Food Network started off. I knew an awesome chef at the time. We formed an alliance. I became that business guy. He was the chef, and we just built a really cool brand. It isn't necessarily about food and beverage. It's about a brand that has those unique elements. 20 plus years we did it, and we're an talent agency that has evolved into a nice online delivery of services, not only for diners, but also for chefs. And it's just been a great freaking ride for a guy that doesn't know how to cook.
No, that's awesome. I mean, and you, Chef Jillian, you have an interesting background. I know you came from the Pampered Chef. They have I'm not sure if it's like a multi-level or tiered marketing system there, but you were their international chef that would actually coordinate and plan that side of the event package for them, were you not? I mean, you had a pretty big hat to wear within that organization itself.
Kind of, yeah. I worked as part of the business development team, or now known as the field development manager, as a manager or whatever within. I worked on the Canadian brand. Of course, it was global. So at the time while I was working there, we were North America, Germany, and the UK. We unfortunately closed UK while we were there. Since I've been with the company, they've expanded into other places as well. But a really cool experience there. And in fact, it dates back further to whenever I first helped in a wine company in Australia. Was really when I started getting into the business development side, understanding, working very closely with founders and whatnot to really help build some businesses alongside of the founder.
Yeah, and it's funny because I too, as you know, I had to pivot into the virtual setting of things. I was into the live event space and working on videography for wineries and breweries at the time. Then this nasty thing called the pandemic hit, and it was really disruptive. But what I find is that we were fortunate to have been able to move into the side of the industry that actually really worked out for us. I know you've probably seen quite a bit of growth, as I have, on the business front, just going virtual. And, to the audience members listening to this is nothing that's going to slow down. Going borderless is the advantage of virtual. You kill the commute. You kill room charges. I don't know about any of you two, but I also come from the hotel and the cruise line background. And just to rent a room to host a dinner party would wipe out the budget to actually host the dinner party itself.
Yeah.
100%.
How's the...
Yeah, well, one of the advantages that we're finding, Rob, with what we do is we're really about engaging communities that are global, that, locally people can still connect. But, what about if you got family around the world? What if you got clients around the world? What if you got staff that are around the world who you want to engage in a interactive way that's fun, it's educational, it's emotional. They're not bringing people together, but you still have the challenge. And now with the past year, I consider it one of the greatest blessings because it has educated instantly people of one that they can do it. Two, they're
Cheers to
starting
that.
to and they break
Yeah,
it
and it's,
little.
I'm about to crack the happy hour here. I know you guys like to say sociable. Cheers to all of you.
Sociable.
Cheers to the viewers. Cheers to you, Rivers, Chef Jillian.
Thank you. This is, by the way, the journey of Chef Toriel starts in maritime Canada, so that's why we're the plastic today.
Budget conscious.
And homage to the company's roots.
Well, that's great. What are you drinking, Rivers? What do you have in your hand there? This is the happy hour. We got to share the.
My partner and I, Samantha. This is what I've got. She and I, we boat a bit in the Thousand Islands, and we were
Sauvignon
introduced
Blanc.
in Gananoque area. Yeah, but it's a Fumé Blanche, BLANCHES.
So it might have been oak.
It's a Sauvignon Blanc. Well, it's possible. I did. Yeah, it's.
Probably spent time in barrel.
I don't know where it's from.
Because Robert Mondavi
I think so.
created the style called Fumé
it's a-
Blanc, where he actually barreled Sauvignon Blanc in the 1970s in Napa.
Well, there you go. It's from
Nice.
France area.
Nice.
So
How do you
there we
like it?
go. So that's I absolutely love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's it's a taste that you don't feel right away, but then it has a nice kind of hello, and then as it sticks with you as you continue on. It doesn't disappear quickly. So I don't have the near knowledge you do, but it's a wonderful. I'm going to call it a summer drink,
Yeah.
nice boating drink that you don't want to rush through.
No, that's a great way to put it. I had my last guest, Michael Ray, on last week. Actually, the show's coming up to be aired, and I had Sauvignon Blanc from Kim Crawford, and he goes, "Wow, what's that?" And I said, "Well, Sauvignon Blanc is awesome in the summer because it's aromatic, yet it's dry. It's got acidity. It's pungent. You get things like gooseberry, elderflower, a lot of pear and apple in it, citrus notes. It lends itself to a lot of good things of the summer on the back of a boat, the cottage, the hot weather. What about you, Chef Jillian? What do you have in hand there?"
Today I'm on a back 10. I live out in the Niagara region, so it's been one that I have been experiencing lately, and it's the Smitten bubbly. So the Smitten Sparkling, it's a really kind of fine bubble to it. Again, when you talk about summer sipping, it really does celebrate the flavors of summer. And it's funny though, Rob, I actually had the pleasure of selling New Zealand wines whenever I was living in Australia. So I totally agree with you on the NZ, the New Zealand Marlborough region, Sauvignon Blancs. They're absolutely fantastic for a summer sipper.
Yeah, and they go great with summertime foods too. Some lighter fare, some salads, fruit plates, fish, calamari, oysters. I came across this. This is a vineyard out of Ottawa. Actually, Ottawa has a vineyard now. Who would ever thought? But this place was cool. So my brother, I picked him up on his birthday to take him out with a girl I'm dating. And we brought him to Kin Vineyards. He'd actually brought me to it. He mentioned it. It's 40 acres of land in the Ottawa Valley. So this is sort of in the west side, the southwest side of Ottawa. This is Marichal Falch, so it's disease and cold resistant. It's a lot like Gamay or Beaujolais, like a Cru Beaujolais. So it's not heavy, even though you can get the heavy style. But yeah, for something that's, from a 2018 vintage and they started planting vines maybe a year or two prior, they're on the move. It's kind of cool what you can find in your own backyard. Like, who would have ever thought?
I appreciate that, Rob. As you know, I'm hanging out in Montreal these days, and so send me the link on that. I'd love to visit. Ottawa's not too far away, couple hour drive. So
well, it's fitting that
love to
you head a culinary company and you're in the head of really culinary in Canada. The food there is great. Montreal's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know you like it.
I do.
Sure.
Is there anything, in the show notes we're going to have in the description of this video, we're going to have where they can reach you, where they can find you. For the viewers, this is a shorter segment, but this is a very important one because the virtual party concept is here to stay. In fact, I think it's only going to continue to really boom. This is only the beginning of it. The other part of it is, who wants to go to a work event right after work in their work clothes? That this way you can go home, You can shred off your monkey suit, literally. Get into your regular clothes, walk the dog, tend to the pets, look after the kids, and then sit down with your significant other or some good friends and tune into awesome virtual dinner parties, which you guys host. And I'm just so honored to be a part of from time to time. And your production is great. I mean,
yes.
Clients like Park Insurance, Coca-Cola, the University of New York now. It's quite an extensive list that you've built up in such a short window of time.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Rob, and thank you for, indeed, we enjoy our teamwork. We're a team. We're a team right here. We do things together, and we do it virtually. You have other chefs that are part of it, and Rob does a great job leading our sommelier team. And when you asked about where can people go, and I think Chef would agree with me, you can't describe Disney until you've actually been to Disney. So what we do 2 times a month, we offer the opportunity to experience a Cheftorial as our VIP guest. And sometimes we do unique things. The ones that are coming up are tacos and tequila.
Ooh.
And so all you have to do is just to go to http, do that deal, tacos.cheftorial.com, register for a free VIP pass, and you'll get invited to experience the next one, which most likely Chef Julian.
That's awesome.
About. So I'll kind of put it over to Julian, your comment.
That's right. Yeah, and it would be a pleasure to have everyone on. We get to go through a delicious menu of, chili lime rub, homemade pineapple salsa, a homemade lime margarita, and even cheater churros with a chocolate chili sauce, which the more margaritas you have, the harder that becomes to say. But it's a really great menu. And, what we really pride ourselves in at Cheftorial, and Rob, you have a really innate way of doing this as well, is bringing people together over socialization, over these really great, yes, there's a recipe. Yes, you'll have a dish at the end of it. But above everything else, you're going to have a great time, right? We really pride ourselves in boosting the conversation, answering questions, giving you access to a chef or a sommelier like yourself, Rob. That's what these experiences are about, and it really differentiates us. And so does our platform, actually, where you come to get the tickets and whatnot. You have access to people prior to the event, so it's not just a ticket, a register, a show up, and a get off. It's about way more than that.
Yeah, and it really, for me, it really clobbers a lot of what I was used to live. I bartended at one point full-time, became very part-time. Now it's super casual, and it's going to stay that way, even though I've been recalled to the Ottawa Marriott Hotel here. And it's been a great place for me. It actually got me to launch into the wine and beer world with a conversation with my father pushing me in that direction, and I'm glad he did. But the big problem with the live events still is that it's gone to dust. It's crumbled. A lot of it's not coming back unless it's large scale things. I had another guest, Derek Fage, who's a famous TV personality in Ottawa. He attends a lot of events. And he said in the Zoom room, because we did that call on Zoom, my Zoom is defunct today, as you know. So we're using Riverside FM here. Yep. But he said people are just sick of the same host/cash bar, the plated dinner and a keynote that just gets up and babbles for an hour and leaves. And through it, most of the people are not engaged. They're interrupting. You get into the virtual side, and we know what happens. People engage like fire right away, especially when you're cooking, because you have them sitting there making it with you and discussing what their journey is, right?
Yeah.
And I think what you've done here is incredible. Cheftorial is really on the forefront of doing great things. I can see this really just spreading across into other continents. It's a concept that, again, you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home anymore. It's a lot easier for companies. If you're a corporate director listening to this, an owner, a founder, an events planner, you're going to want to listen to this conversation, because this makes it easy for you, whether it's a virtual tasting party, a wine or beer tasting. It's easy to just coordinate and have things shipped to the door, shipped to the office, shipped to your staff and team. And then from there, they can just crack it open and enjoy. We really take care of the rest of it.
Yeah, great team effort. Yeah, love it.
Beautiful.
You did a great job, Rob. Thanks Thanks for being our spokesperson. You did a great job.
Sociable. Remember that, people. Sociable and the happy hour. Listen, this has been a great edition. I know you two have to get running. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
whatever
sir.
you decide to do, have a fantastic day. This is Rivers Corbett, Chef Jillian from Cheftorial, and this is Rob from The Drunken Grid.